A fascinating mountain world unfolds around Mount Damawand, located about a 2-hour drive from Tehran. The peaks of the Tisko formations and the Dobera are between 3,000 and 4,000 meters high. The area is thus ideal for training Iranian mountaineers. The base camp of the Iran Mountaineering and Sport Climbing Federation is situated just above the village of Polur at an elevation of roughly 2,200 meters. 3 alpinists from the Naturfreunde spent 4 days there in order to organize the cooperative venture between the Naturfreunde and the Iranian Mountaineering Federation. Austrian know-how is most welcome in Iran. The Jubilee climbing tour of Mount Damawand set the final seal on cooperation in the training field.
Austria is a forerunner in alpinism and has a long-standing tradition. If Iran wants to be successful in climbing and mountaineering, this type of cooperation is important. Our sportsmen and trainers can only stand to benefits from the Austrians.
This first operation in Iran was a kind of stock-taking for the Naturfreunde trainers. Stephan Binder, Marcellus Schreilechner and Ewald Putz wanted to get an idea of how to get started within the framework of a long-term cooperation. As far as mountaineering skills are concerned, the Iranians have been in top form for quite some time. From a technical point of view, the equipment is often state-of-the-art. However, most of them do not have experience with the equipment. On the first day of training, the participants are given a theoretical and practical briefing on avalanche rescue procedures. During the practice session, the same weaknesses came to the fore that the course was designed to eliminate.
Our techniques in the mountaineering is far from the European ones, so we think to expand seasonally our skills, like the ski activities in the winter. But we want to focus on the rescue because I think the methods of the rescue in Europe now is so modern, and we can to transform and change the skills of the rescue techniques between the Iranians and the Austrians.
There are currently something like 64,000 mountain climbers in Iran, of whom roughly 11,000 are active in the sport. In 2018, there were about 1,000 trainers and mountain guides, and these are the people who guide tourists through the mountains of Iran. Taking part in the first training session were 24 mountain climbers, 3 of whom were women. The most important questions they had naturally only focused on one topic.
How do we do that in the Alpine region? How do we go about this in Austria? What are the usual tools we use nowadays? On the one hand there is the equipment, and on the other the tools. And how do we handle the equipment? That is, to be sure, the goal of both beginners and the more experienced. Whether we are looking at the latter or even tour guides, the goal is to achieve security. How do I deal with the group? How can I offer my group security? How can I act as a tour guide, and how can I prepare myself for the participants?
There was nothing to find fault with as far as the technical gear was concerned, but it was obvious they did not have too much experience with climbing skins, ski bindings or avalanche rescue detectors. The team of Naturfreunde trainers very quickly divided the participants up into groups based on their individual skills. There were marked differences as far as skiing skills were concerned.
They have not really tested the whole thing, and they are not terribly experienced in this field. You need to practice, and naturally the entire rescue topic is not exactly the most popular one, but something which is part of mountain training. They always sort of brush it aside, and I think the reason for that is that while they have all the LVS devices, I also think they use them relatively seldom in their searches.
The tours around the mountaineering base camp were just the right thing to find that out. The changing weather and snow conditions, powder snow or neve, sunshine, storms and snowfall, all at a temperature of around -8 degrees, were more than ideal training conditions. Just a short hop away by car, the impressive snow flanks tower above us. The cooperation with the Naturfreunde Österreich will add a new dimension to the collaboration between the two countries.
Parallel to promoting culture tourism, Iran has also tried in recent years to make progress in the field of outdoor sports and mountain sports in particular.
The guides, the Damawand guides, are technical competent and very good mountain climbers.
However, skiing, avalanche awareness as well as performing snow profiles were things that were mostly uncharted territory for the participants. In Iran, there is no information about the avalanche situations, no official sources available online. Here too they have a lot of catching up to do, the reason being that they want to actively promote backtrail skiing. The conditions at an elevation of 2,300 meters on this particular training day were anything but favorable. The training is based on the Naturfreunde Academy's W3 approach.
Now it is a matter of getting to know one another, so to speak, making initial contacts, and then we will take it from there.
We need a lot of time to establish the training program bit by bit, so that they feel comfortable when they are using their equipment.
Today, the participants themselves have to bear responsibility. The groups were formed based on individual skills. The ascent route was laid down, avalanche rescue procedures were gone over, and the climbing pace was determined. Mount Damawand, with its 5,671-meter peak, is a constant companion. For some of the participants, this was the first time they had undertaken a skiing tour in the backcountry. Ewald Putz, Marcellus Schreilechner and Stephan Binder really had their hands full trying to teach the participants what Austrian ski touring is all about.
Now more than ever, because of the sanctions, tourism has become a key economic sector in Iran. Iran has an incredible variety of different vegetation, various sports opportunities and of course a rich archaeological heritage. The government would like to do a lot more in all these fields, as they see considerable potential not only to attract tourists but also to create a lot of new jobs.
And bringing the roughly 1,000 mountain guides and trainers up to international standards. Some of the participants have, up till now, only dabbled in offering mountain tours and done it as a hobby. For some of them, however, the goal is to improve their income by adding a new side job.
I still have a lot to learn about mountain climbing in winter. In the winter, skiing is very important for backcountry skiing, and by getting more information in this regard, we all stand to profit from it. A lot of what I've heard was completely new to me, especially in the field of skiing or knowledge about snow. I take part in courses like this because I want to take every opportunity to add my knowledge and improve my mountaineering skills. In future, I would like to practice this sport with more quality and more safety.
I am still in the training phase as far as mountain climbing in winter is concerned, and my personal goal is to become a good mountain guide for the winter tourism.
It takes years to reach an international level, but for the Iranian Mountain Sport Federation, the focus is not only on training climbers at their center. There are other important areas where they want to use the Austrian model, among them tourism and management of the environment. For their part, the Naturfreunde trainers also have some lasting impressions to take back home.
At any rate, I'll be coming back again. The country has impressed me. I like it very much. I really like the people. I feel right at home, and I'm definitely going to come back to the Damawand. I can highly recommend it to anyone looking for a little adventure and fabulous mountain landscapes.
After all, Mount Damawand is also the highest mountain in Iran. It is a challenge to climb it both in summer and winter. The Austrian biologist Georg Theodor Koczy is believed to have been the first person to climb the peak 175 years ago. And 175 years later, the Austrian Naturfreunde signed an agreement with Iran to offer cooperation in the training field for the first time.